Welcome back to Fox Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie called 101 Dalmatians, released in the year 1996. Roger Dearly is an American video game designer who lives with his pet Dalmatian Pongo in London. Pongo wakes up every day earlier than his master and prepares his shower before finally waking him up. The dog also knows how to open the main door and pick up milk deliveries. Elsewhere in London, a fashion designer named Anita Campbell-Green lives with her female Dalmatian Perdita. Meanwhile, the city of London is currently rocked by the disappearance of a white Siberian tiger from the city's main zoo. Roger and Anita love taking a stroll at the city's St. James Park with their pet dogs, but have never met each other. At the work front, Roger is struggling to come up with a cool villain for his video game, while Anita is busy churning out designs for her boss Cruella de Vil's fashion label, The House of de Vil. Cruella is a pampered and glamorous woman who has a deep passion for fur. It is hard to impress Cruella, but one day, Anita's design catches her attention. It is a design of a coat made with spotted fur inspired by Anita's Dalmatian. Cruella also notices Perdita's picture on Anita's desk and invites her to her office. Cruella is intrigued by the idea of making garments out of actual Dalmatians and finds it amusing that it would seem as if she was wearing Anita's dog. Afraid of losing a talented designer like Anita, Cruella asks if Anita has been propositioned by other fashion houses. However, Anita assures her that she would only leave the House of de Vil to have children and not for other fashion labels. One day, Pongo lays his eyes on Perdita for the first time at the park. He is instantly smitten and starts chasing after her, dragging his master Roger with him. Pongo eventually catches up to his crush, but Roger struggles to keep up and ends up falling into a fountain. When Roger comes out of the fountain, he sees his dog playing with his crush. He introduces himself to Anita and the two instantly like each other. However, Roger suppresses his feelings and parts ways. However, Perdita refuses to let Pongo go, and she starts following, dragging Anita with her. The chase ends in Anita falling into the pond. Roger rescues her and takes her and Perdita back home with her. Seeing Perdita and Pongo so in love with each other, they realize that they can't separate the two without breaking their hearts. Roger accidentally asks her if she would love a cup of marriage instead of tea, but Anita replies without thinking much, "I do." They both realize that they like each other and they decide to get married along with Perdita and Pongo. Meanwhile, Cruella's henchmen Jasper and Horace are covertly meeting with a man named Mr. Skinner that hands them a bulky suitcase. They take it to Cruella and it turns out that it contains a rug made of skin of the female white tiger named Su Ling that went missing from the London Zoo. Cruella is elated to receive the rug. Anita soon learns that Perdita is pregnant, and so is she, much to her shock. She hires her childhood nanny to help her around the house. After learning about Anita's marriage, Cruella pays her a visit. The latter is bummed about Anita's pregnancy, but she is elated to learn that her Dalmatian is also pregnant. Several weeks later, Perdita gives birth to a litter of 15 puppies. However, one of the puppies stops breathing. Roger refuses to let the puppy go and keeps petting it until it starts breathing. Excited, the nanny names the puppy Lucky. Roger, Pongo, and Anita are jubilant about the puppies, but unbeknownst to them, Cruella has deployed Jasper and Horace outside their home to keep an eye on them. They relay the news of the puppy's arrival to Cruella, and she immediately rushes to Anita's home. She barges into their home, but only to learn that the puppies are white as snow and with no black spots. However, Anita tells her that the spots won't appear until later. Relieved, Cruella tells Anita to pack the puppies for her, but Anita tells her that the puppies need to be with their mother for several weeks. Becoming increasingly impatient, Cruella offers Roger and Anita £7,500 for the puppies, but they refuse to sell the puppies. Enraged, Cruella dismisses Anita and vows revenge against her and Roger. Months pass by. The puppies have grown bigger in size and the nanny buys belts for all of them. Horace and Jasper continue to keep an eye on the family, and one evening, when Anita and Roger go out with Perdita and Pongo, the two henchmen break into their home. They lock the old nanny inside a closet and steal the puppies. A dog named Montgomery witnesses them stealing the puppies and barks at them, but the two manage to get away. Pongo and Perdita overhear Montgomery bark in the distance and run towards their home, realizing that something's up. Nanny also manages to break free from the closet and informs Anita and Roger about the puppies. Perdita and Pongo are heartbroken. Horace and Jasper take the dog to their home and inform their boss about the puppies. Cruella is elated and orders them to hand over the puppies to her so she could add them to the other 84 puppies she has stolen. A dog outside Jasper and Horace's home hears the puppies barking inside their truck before they take them to Cruella's ancient country estate, DeVille Mansion. Unbeknownst to them, the dog follows them to the villa. Meanwhile, Anita and Roger notify the Metropolitan Police but aren't expecting much from them. With the family devastated at the loss of the puppies, Pongo uses the twilight bark to carry the message via the dogs and other animals of Great Britain. By next morning, Pongo hears back from the other animals and he ventures out with his partner to rescue their babies. Anita and Roger try to stop them, but without success. At the DeVille Mansion, the dog tries to sneak into the property through the roof, but ends up skidding from the snow. Jasper hears the dog falling from the roof, but Horace assures him that he's just imagining things. The dog manages to find an alternate way into the house. It also finds the puppies locked inside a room. Using an air vent, the dog manages to reach the puppies, much to their jubilation. Meanwhile, with the police looking for the puppies everywhere, Cruella orders the Skinner to kill the puppies and take out their fur. With each passing minute, Anita becomes sure that Cruella has something to do with the kidnappings as she was obsessed with the puppies. At the DeVille Mansion, a woodpecker and a bunch of other animals help the dog distract Jasper and Horace as it sneaks the puppies out into the roof. However, the henchman notices Lucky and run after them. But before they could get to them, the duo slip on Lucky's urine. The dog grabs the puppies by their neck and drops them into the drain pipe to help them get to ground level safely. Another dog escorts the puppies out of the mansion. Cruella arrives at her mansion but only to learn that the puppies have broken free. Cruella calls them useless and ventures out to look for the puppies herself. She notices small animal footsteps, but a flock of sheep hide the puppies and mislead Cruella. The dog then leads the puppies to a nearby farm. Pongo and Perdita are led to the farm by other animals and birds. Meanwhile, Lucky is still at Cruella's mansion. The Skinner arrives at the villa and spots the puppy alone, but before he could do anything to the puppy, the first superhero dog bites the man and rescues the puppy. On Anita and Roger's tip, the police raids Cruella's London home and find the white Siberian tiger carpet. The police also receive a tip about Cruella fleeing to her mansion on the outskirts of the city and send a team to apprehend her. After looking around the countryside, Cruella eventually spots the farm and decides to investigate. A crow alerts the dogs of Cruella's arrival, and the puppies immediately go into hiding. When the evil villainess tries to peep inside the mansion, a horse kicks her out along with the farm's door. Cruella refuses to back down and again goes back inside the farm. The animals again set up a trap for her. After trapping her with a heavy pig, the animals again flee. Jasper and Horace continue to look for the puppies but decide to give up after getting electrocuted by an electric fence. They notice a fleet of police vans and decide to surrender themselves. They encounter Skinner in the police van, who also seems to have surrendered. Meanwhile, Cruella is far from giving up. She notices the trail left behind the puppies and proceeds to follow them, but farm animals outwit her and make her fall into a vat of molasses. Cruella still refuses to give up, so the horse throws her out through the window into a pig pen. The police arrives at the farm and arrest Cruella. The next morning, the police find the Dalmatians. After counting, they realize that they have only found 100 puppies. Pongo suddenly starts barking and everyone notices Lucky, the last puppy, arriving with the brown dog. The police take the puppies and the criminals back to London. In the police van, Cruella berates Jasper, Horace, and Skinner for their incompetence. It reaches for her purse to grab a lighter, but she realizes that she mistook a skunk for her purse. The skunk sprays them with its stinky spray as they scream in horror and disgust. Anita and Roger are elated to be reunited with their dogs and puppies. In excitement, Roger asks the police officers how he may repay for their service. Just then, an officer informs them that the remaining 84 puppies have no home to go to, as they have not yet been claimed by their original owners. After a brief moment, Roger and Anita decide to adopt the puppies and give them a home. Anita is worried about the cost of raising 101 puppies, but Roger designs a successful video game featuring Dalmatian puppies as the protagonists and Cruella as the villain. The game makes Roger millions and he moves to the countryside with his family. A year passes by and the couple welcomed a daughter, and the puppies have also grown up to have puppies of their own.